Buzzfeed has released yet another quiz for us to be educated as to what our privilege or social beliefs really are. Another check the boxes oversimplification, as if everything in the world can be broken down to a yes or no response. Oh well, let us get through this and see just how feminist we are. Question 1. I would be willing to give up some of my salary if I had to, so that equal pay in my workplace could be a reality. No. We have earned what we receive, and in no way should we be punished to make up for others' shortcomings. 2. I believe that men and women should be equal. No. We already believe that they are. 3. I can't help but be bothered when a song includes misogynistic lyrics, even when I otherwise like the song. No, you don't necessarily have to agree with every part of a song, movie, show, painting or what have you in order to enjoy it. The first thing we thought of when we read this question was the outrage NWA received for their song Fuck the Police. It was wrong then and with that message, and it remains just as wrong now. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. 4. I know who Bell Hooks is. Yes, unfortunately. We also know who Jim Jones was, that does not mean we agree with him. 5. I can define intersectional feminism. Yes, and we can also define communism. Again, doesn't mean we agree with, or ascribe to it. 6. I don't use the phrase hey guys when referring to a group of people that includes men and women. We use the term guys regardless, as it is a colloquialism and part of everyday language. It does not necessarily have to denote gender. 7. I have taken a women's and/or gender studies class. No, and if any of us ever do, it will be a sign that we are being held against our will and require a rescue, as none of us would waste our time on such banal rhetoric. 8. I think it's important to encourage girls to pursue science and math as a career. Why? Why do only girls need to be encouraged? What if they are not interested in science or math? Should we still encourage them towards that instead of their aspirations? People should be encouraged to pursue whatever they want, as long as it is somebody who you care about. Don't try encouraging random women on the street to pursue careers in math and science. Trust us, it doesn't go well. 9. Women should be allowed to apply for a job if they fulfill 60% of the job requirements. We couldn't check the box for this, because while we say sure, go ahead and apply, they sure should not get the job if they aren't 100% qualified. 10. I think we should change women's bathroom symbols to not include traditionally feminine clothing. Some places already do. Here are some examples. It is up to the business to decide what they would like to use. Few would use these, as somebody would inevitably get offended. We don't see how a clearly defined pictogram that almost everybody can understand regardless of what language they speak is offensive. If a 3-year-old can figure it out, it must be effective. 11. I believe trans people should be able to use whichever bathroom they identify with. Sure. Why not? But the other people in those bathrooms have just as much right to complain if they are uncomfortable. Or we could just solve the problem by making all bathrooms unisex or single occupancy. Not sure how this relates to feminism, though. The advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men, as we are constantly being browbeaten with. 12. I believe it's important to encourage women to negotiate. No. Why only women? Are you trying to say they are incapable of doing so on their own? Again, as in question 8, self-determination is a factor. 13. I believe Jennifer Lawrence should earn as much as her male co-stars. So she should have taken a pay cut in the Hunger Games to be paid equally to Josh Hutcherson, or should he have gotten a raise? Should David Gandy earn just as much as Sage Isel Bundkin? 14. I do not think a movie should be released unless it passes the Big Blue test. Of course not. The test itself is meaningless. 2 Girls 1 Cup passes this test. So does the opening of Baby Got Back. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. 15. I believe all genders are entitled to the same social and political rights. Yes. As well as legal rights. And aside from women being unable to go around topless in some areas in the Western world, this equality of rights already exists. For women. Men on the other hand, well, that would be a whole other video. If not series of them. 16. I can explain why 78 cents to the dollar is not a fully accurate description of the gender wage gap. Yes, and we will let somebody who summed it up better than us do so now. Take it away, Shu.
The wage gap is simply the average earnings of men and women working full-time. It does not count for different job positions, hours worked, or different jobs. It has nothing to do with the same job. It has nothing to do with discrimination.
17. I believe that women who possess certain types of privilege are responsible for advocating for women who don't have their level of privilege. They certainly can if they choose to do so, but it is not necessarily required of them. Freedom of choice and all that. 18. If I had a daughter, I would encourage her to be anything she wanted to be. We would do this for either a daughter or son. The question itself is misleading, so we refuse to answer it. Also, it would have to be within reason. We would not encourage our children to be, say, the President of the United States if they were born in another country. Or a dinosaur. Children often want things like that. 19. I would make it clear to my daughter from an early age that her identity should never be defined by her relationship status. No, because we would make it clear to our daughter or son. Again, we refuse to check this box as it is focusing only on one aspect. 20. I believe it's important to compliment a woman's intelligence over her looks. What if she is as dumb as a post? We feel a compliment is given when it is deserved, and based on what should be complimented on. People should feel free to compliment others on whatever they are impressed by. Telling a woman she has striking eyes in order to start a conversation, for example, does not indicate she is not intelligent. You can't possibly know her intelligent until you start talking to them. 21. I believe that a woman has the right to choose what happens to her body. We will say yes in the context that this has to do with abortion rights. However, much has to be done for men in regards to men's parental rights to come even close to any sort of equality on this issue. 22. In an instance of sexual assault against a female, I am inclined to believe the assaulted person is telling the truth until proven otherwise. No. No. 1,000 times no. We may feel sympathy towards them, show compassion, and understanding towards them, yes. But to simply believe anybody about anything without verification is ridiculous. Innocent until proven guilty. End of argument. 23. I can explain Marlene Dietrich's influence on women's fashion. No, and we can't even bother to find out who that is. Oscar Wilde said fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable that we have to change it every 6 months. 24. I know what a bad feminist is. We won't check this box since the definition of bad feminist would be subjective. For instance, we consider almost all third-wave feminists to be bad feminists. 25. I believe that women should be able to dress however they want without dictating how they are treated by society. Nobody can dress however they want without consequences. Take these women for example. Would you not expect society to treat them in a certain manner contrary to what they in all likelihood how they believe they should be treated? If you were a lawyer and showed up to court wearing a teddy, you would be ejected from court. Regardless if you were a man or woman. 26. I have never said that a woman asked for it. In regards to any form of assault or such, no, we haven't. 27. I am offended by catcalling. No, we are not. 28. I don't think women should get VIP treatment at nightclubs and bars, just for being women. This is true. 29. I think police brutality and its correlation with race is a feminist issue. No. Same reasoning as question 11. 30. I think we should stop promoting models as the ideal female body type. In what way are these models on the screen right now the ideal female body type? 31. I think we should stop photoshopping women's bodies in the media. Is it overused? Yes. Should we ban it? No. It is being used to sell a product. Be aware of it, sure, but it enhances an image only. much like makeup does. Should we ban the use of makeup in media as well? 32. I have never called a woman bossy. Yes, we have. We have called bossy people bossy. Because bossy is not a leadership quality, it is an annoying trait of some people. We also call loud people loud. Same difference. 33. I think companies should offer more child-friendly time and programs to women who are having children. They are certainly free to do so, but companies exist to make money, and provide goods and/or services for the most part. If they feel that these sorts of policies would improve employee morale or retention, let them. But that is not how a free market works. And why only women? Are men not entitled to such privileges as well? 34. I believe that a woman should be offered the same opportunities for promotion as her male co-workers. We believe they are. In fact, some might argue in many cases they are favored. 35. I believe that if a woman wants to pay on a date, her date should let her. This must create quite a few problems on a lesbian date. 36. I believe that women should have easy access to birth control. Yes, and so should men. We would love to see more research done for male birth control. After all, it makes more sense to take the bullets out of a gun rather than put on a bulletproof vest. 37. I believe that in a relationship the domestic duties should be shared. Sure, as that particular couple sees fit. 38. Think that a couple should have equal responsibility over the aesthetic and cleanliness of their home. Again, sure, as that couple sees fit. Why is feminism trying to invade each home? 39. I believe that men should be encouraged to be involved and make choices in the wedding planning process. No. If he wants to be involved, let him. If he doesn't care, then why force it? Again with this encouraging thing instead of just letting people live their lives as they see fit. 40. I believe that men and women have the same emotional strength. No. Sure, they both feel the same emotions, but they express them differently on aggregate. Neither is stronger or weaker, not better or worse. They just are. 41. I do not think that it is the responsibility of a man to protect a woman physically. No, it is the responsibility of any person to protect any other person who is under attack when they are unable to do so themselves. It is simply a matter of standing up for your beliefs. Or are you trying to tell us that Carl and Peter should not have protected the victim of Brock Turner? 42. I believe that men and women should be equally encouraged to express their emotions. Enough with this weak word encouraged. But since you brought it up, it is amusing that when men do express their emotions. Well, we are sure these pictures demonstrate the ridiculousness of feminists wanting men to be expressive. 43. I have never asked a woman why she does not have children. Nor have we asked why they don't have a dog, a cat, a llama, a sea otter, a kangaroo. 44. I would be equally excited to have a son or a daughter. Yes. 45. I think American workplace culture is often not structured in a way that is helpful or encouraging to women succeeding. No, it's not. It is structured so that the workplace succeeds. That would be its purpose. 46. I think women have a responsibility to help and encourage other women to pursue their goals. No, they don't. They can if they choose, but it is not a responsibility. 47. I think women are equally capable to men to be the President of the United States. If they are capable, sure. What difference should a candidate's gender, race, sexuality or any of that have to do with their capability to fulfill the position? It disgusts us though that the United States has been electing officials based off of visible differences alone. Unfortunately, Hillary may win, based solely on her having a vagina. And that is a shame. 48. I believe that women have no responsibility to make a conscious effort to always be friendly and polite. Everybody has some responsibility to be friendly and polite. Can you imagine a world where everybody walked around telling everybody else to just fuck off? It is called being an adult, and it's why we are allowed to consume alcohol. Let alone that often, some positions require you to be friendly and polite. A customer service rep can't be rude and expect to retain business. 49. I have never criticized a woman for not wearing makeup or wearing too much makeup. Yes, we have, for wearing too much. If you don't want to wear makeup, that is your choice, don't. But if it looks like you applied it with a shotgun, and need a spackle knife to remove it, we may comment. 50. Last one, thankfully. I believe a woman is a woman if that is what she calls herself, regardless of her physical attributes and makeup. No. There is an objective reality to this world. Calling yourself one thing does not make it true. We may identify as being a god. Does that now mean you must pray to us? Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken. But we suppose that if we were to say that we identify as being correct, if you tried to tell us differently, you would be oppressing us. This could work after all. That was painful, but the results are 15 out of 50. We suppose all those feminist propaganda videos are right. Everybody is a feminist. This was painfully pathetic. Thank you for suffering through this with us.
This video was created to abide by YouTube's terms and service. The purpose of this video is to foster discussion and critique of greater issues in a manner of education, not as an attack against those who harbor feelings in contradiction to the contents of this video. The creators of this video have no ill will or malicious intent by creating this video or with the information contained within. This video may contain jokes, satire and criticism that some may find offensive, as well as against some individuals and their ideas and ideals. These are not being shared as a personal attack or abuse of any sort but as rebuttal and critique of differing views and ideas. The contents of this video are meant as discussion points and are not to be considered in any way to be seen as malicious, humiliating or hurtful. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewers of this video are actively discouraged from engaging in any sort of abusive or harassing behavior towards any other individuals. Links provided within this video are there to avoid claims of plagiarism and misquoting, and to act as sourcing for information provided.